Welcome back to Spoiler Free Wrestling, everyone, and New Japan has released the lineup for Sunday's Dominion event from Osaka Jo Hall in Osaka, Japan. And in addition to the 5 championship matches, which are now scheduled for Sunday, Jon Moxley, the new IWGP United States champion, will compete in his second match for the promotion. So let's run down the lineup for Sunday's big event, and we'll start things off with the match I just referenced. Jon Moxley is now scheduled to take on Shota Umino at Dominion. And then the leader of Bread Club, Satoshi Kojima, will go up against the man who almost ran the table in the Best of the Super Juniors this year, Shingo Takagi. Up next, Yoshi-Hashi will team with Jushin Liger, and they'll take on the Suzuki-Gun team of Zack Sabre Jr. and Minoru Suzuki. Up next, Taguchi will team with Juice Robinson and Hiroshi Tanahashi, and they'll take on the Bullet Club team of Jay White, Taiji Ishimori, and Chase Owens. And after that, we then move into the 5 championship matches which have been scheduled for Dominion. We'll start things off with the Never Openweight Championship, which is currently held by Taichi. Taichi defeated Jeff Cobb for that title at Wrestling Dontagu back on May 3rd. Jeff Cobb had won it in the G1 Supercard. He defeated Will Ospreay for that title. Ospreay had won it at Wrestle Kingdom. He defeated Kota Ibushi for the title inside the Tokyo Dome earlier this year. But Taichi, with his second reign, Taichi also held the title briefly last fall. He defeated Hiroki Goto for the title at Destruction in Beppu, and then lost the title to Hiroki Goto at Power Struggle. Now, in the all-time combined reigns statistic for this title, you can see the current champion, Taichi. He's one of only a handful, 5 wrestlers to hold the title multiple times. He's defended it 0 times, however, was not able, lost it in his first defense in his first reign, and this will be his first defense of his second reign. And of course, he's defending the title against one of the most decorated Never Openweight champions of all time, Tomohiro Ishii's 4 reigns, 6 title defenses, and 379 combined days as champion. That is second or tied for first in all of those categories, only behind Hiroki Goto, who's also held the title 4 times, defended it 7, and held it for 397 days. So Tomohiro Ishii will be looking to win back the title that he is arguably most associated with. But he'll have to contend with Taichi to do that. Then we move on to the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, and the 2 teams which have dominated the last few years of tag team wrestling in New Japan, the Guerrillas of Destiny and Evil and Sonata, will once again run things back for the IWGP Tag Team Championships Sunday in Osaka. Now, if you go back and you look at who has held this title in recent years, going back to the Tokyo Wrestle Kingdom 12 when Evil and Sonata won that title, it's just been Evil and Sonata, the Guerrillas of Destiny, and then a short reign by the Young Bucks in there as well. And if you go back previous years, you can add War Machine and Killer Elite Squad into the mix as well. That was sort of before Evil and Sonata began really teaming with each other. But for the last few years, it has been Evil and Sonata and the GOD at the top of this division, and they will once again go at it Sunday. Now, looking at the all-time combined reign stats for these titles, the Guerrillas of Destiny have held the titles 5 times, which is just 1 short of the record held by Tenkozy, as Hiroyoshi Tenzan and Satoshi Kojima. However, their title defense numbers are, they've only ever defended the titles 4 times, which is considerably lower than other teams who have held the titles for similar amounts of times. Then if you go down to Evil and Sonata, they've held the titles 2 times, defend them 3, and held them for a combined 206 days. So both of these teams are sort of around the cusp where a long title reign with lots of title defenses would get them past a lot of different names on the all-time tag team statistics. And then we move into the match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship as Dragon Lee will defend against the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors 26, Will Ospreay. And after winning the Best of the Super Juniors, Ospreay announced that he would be moving to Japan. He also talked a lot about all of the wrestlers that left New Japan over the last year, and there was a bit of an implication here that Will Ospreay wants to put New Japan on his back and become a real big star for the promotion. So he's moving to Japan full time. I'm not sure if him and B Priestley are married, but they're together. She wrestles for Stardom, so they have decided to make Japan their home, and that can only mean good things for what Will Ospreay does in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's going to have a tough task against Dragon Lee on Sunday. Now let's take a look at the all-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship statistics. So Ospreay's held this title twice, defended it 3 times for combined 183 days. Dragon Lee, this is his first reign. He's defended it once. He's held it for 61 days now. So Ospreay, of course, was also the never openweight champion. He lost that title to Jeff Cobb at the G1 Supercard. So Ospreay now, everybody in this division, you can sort of write off the top names in this division. Like, it's going to be so hard for anybody to catch Jushin Liger's records. Probably nobody's going to ever. Prince Devitt has great records in this division as well. That's going to be very hard to catch. Even Kushida, as much as he dominated the division for as long as he was there, his 6 title reigns, 8 title defenses, and 684 combined days as champion. I mean, that's still only a fraction of what Jushin Liger did and barely over half of what Devitt did. So there's some really daunting statistics in this title, in this title's all-time statistics. But Will Ospreay really hasn't had a long run with this title, and if he beats Dragon Lee on Sunday, there's nothing saying that Will Ospreay couldn't be the new dominant force in the junior heavyweight division. Of course, that would mean he would sort of leave the never openweight and heavyweight divisions alone. Certainly sounds like that is what he's going to do based on what he said in his post-match interviews on the Best of the Super Juniors. But we'll just have to see. Then we move on for the Intercontinental Championship. Kota Ibushi and Tetsuya Naito will once again face each other. There are the all-time statistics for this title. Of course, the Intercontinental Championship was basically the Shinsuke Nakamura show for a few years. Naito has passed all others aside from Nakamura on this list. Kota Ibushi. Now, Kota Ibushi is an interesting story because Kota Ibushi, now after years of never having signed a contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling or anyone, now Kota Ibushi has signed and committed to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Can he turn a lengthy Intercontinental Championship run into something that turns the IC title into what it was when Nakamura held it? Or would just a long IC title reign for Kota Ibushi build him up for a shot against Kazuchika Okada in the IWGP Heavyweight Championship? So Ibushi and Naito, these are 2 of the top stars in the promotion, and you would have to imagine that moving forward the next couple of years, Ibushi and Naito are going to be 2 of the biggest stars in the promotion. So this is a very important match here. And then finally, the main event, Kazuchika Okada will defend the IWGP Heavyweight Championship against Chris Jericho. There are the all-time stats. Now, some have said, why is Jericho getting this title shot? I mean, it doesn't seem to make much sense. That didn't Chris Jericho lose his last match in New Japan? Why is he getting a title match? If you want to have this make sense in your head, you can just say, well, he challenged Okada for it, and Okada accepted because Okada's fought off all challengers. So why not Chris Jericho as well? Sure, maybe he hasn't earned the number one contender series or the number one contendership by winning the New Japan Cup or the G1 Supercard, but we're moving into the G1. This will be the last IWGP Heavyweight Championship title defense until we get into the G1. So I guess in storyline, you can just kind of say, well, Okada decided to defend the title against Jericho, and that's why this match is happening. He's not being made to defend the title against Jericho like he would if Jericho won the New Japan Cup or the G1, but Jericho challenged him, and Okada said, sure. So there you go. That's the storyline why Jericho is challenging for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship despite having lost his last match. All right, thanks very much, everyone. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on any news or reports from Spoiler Free Wrestling, and enjoy Dominion on Sunday from Osaka, Japan.